Good morning. It is Thursday, and me, Peter, and Mike are going to replace an R22 carrier unit with a Bosch IDS 2.0 that I sold last week. And I'm going to record some of it. I don't know how much Mike is going to record, but hopefully it makes for some good footage. Okay, so we're here. Just got everything opened up, talked with the homeowner. Here's our outdoor unit, our carrier, R22. Hasn't run in 3 years. Had problems with leaks. You can see the coils completely brittle. If I touch it, it falls apart. We'll replace the disconnect. Got everything in there, all rusted, the compressor, and I'm gonna go in the attic now and show you what we're dealing with as far as the air handler. Okay, so here's our unit. Just a coil on a fan, pieced together with flex duct, and this is the older unit, which they've just abandoned in place. But we're gonna try to neaten this up and make this look a lot better. Mike went to go pick up things that we're gonna need, ductwork wise, and we got this unit moved out of the way. We got the Bosch back here, pad in place. Got to get those two risers, but we're gonna put in slim duct. We're gonna run new line set. We're gonna make the hole closer to the wall, and I'll show you what we've gotten done upstairs so far. Here's our entrance to upstairs. Old abandoned unit here. It's huge. Gets exhaust and outside air too. But we got our unit in place. We got to figure out our ductwork situation, but working with what we can with the customer's budget. And we got a little breaker panel up here. Of course, everything's Romex. And we can't do anything about electric for the whole house, but looks good there. Nice and level. Our return side is here. Our supply side is here. That's what Mike's going to get. Some boxes, some takeoffs, and we'll get all that together. But me and Peter are going to work on the line set now, the line hide, and see what we could get done with Mike gone. Okay, so we got our line set up and our line hide, and our disconnects wired in, units in place. I'm going to work on making some nice bends into the unit and stay bright those in with our Stay Bright 8 and our Stay Clean. I got my Hillmore bender. Maybe I'll record me doing those bends. I got my line sets bent, and I marked them both out for my cuts. So I'm gonna cut those using a big cutter. I like using a bigger cutter. I don't know why. It's just easier to move around. I just got this one on Amazon. It's a rigid, and it has that quick connect type lever where I don't have to rotate it fully to get to the pipe size. I can just pull this lever and open it, and then I could slide it onto the pipe. So I like that a lot. And I'll make sure I deburr it after. Even though nobody really deburrs, we deburr. I have a deburring tool that was sent to me from one of Mike's subscribers. I like to take my time cutting it so I don't crush it too much. And where did I put my deburring tool? Right here. It's got changeable blades. And I'll make sure to angle the pipe down That way I'm not getting anything inside, it all falls out. Tap it out, look inside, make sure I didn't get anything in there. And we are clear. And I'll do the same with this one. This one's nice because I could fit my finger inside to take out any shavings or anything. And I will get it with scratchy paper. Because I'm going to be using the Stay Bright with the Stay Clean. I need to have nice clean copper. Make sure nothing's in there. And same for the suction line. 3/4, 3/4 and 3/8. I'll show you. Here's that 3/8. Doesn't want to zoom in. Probably will zoom in on the 3/4. And we got a nice clean edge. A little bit of dust in there that I'm gonna fish out with my gloves. We'll also purge with nitrogen just to make sure any moisture and everything is out of the line. And I'll clean up these fittings right here and see if I can record the solder process. Okay, this is the best angle I could get. It's gonna be a little tough to not burn my phone, and I'll probably mess up on camera, but I got the turbo torch and Stay Bright 8, and we'll see how well I could get these joints. And it's gonna probably be really loud. There goes my phone. I'm gonna finish this one up off camera and then I'll show it. It's a little bit tough because I have a bit of a gap. Not the world's prettiest, but it is nice and filled. I'll clean them off. That's not a gap, that's just black from the flux. I get better every time more consistently. They don't always look great, but I'm getting the joints nice and sealed and quicker, so I'm definitely getting better with that. And I remembered to tuck a bunch of extra insulation back here, so I'll pull that all down. And we're good to go. Insulated. I'll hook up my wiring, confirm with Mike what colors we're going to use, because we are going to be using it for a heat pump, and then I'll help them out upstairs because we'll be down out here. Just did the wiring for the thermostat. I made sure to label all of it with the included labels that came with this Sensi. It's a Wi-Fi thermostat, but it's a simple thermostat. And there's power. We have our OB set to B to power during heating. we have our Y, which is our yellow, our G, which is our green, and our C, which is our common. And here's the thermostat itself. You can see it's real hot in here. I got the settings set for what they need to be. Screen lights up, reads our humidity. It has the option to be able to run to dehumidify. And we also have a jumper right here because I accidentally cut the RCRH wire. I don't know if it's needed, but I put a good jumper in there just in case. And we took out this old Mercury Honeywell thermostat. Here are the inside connections. So I pressurized the system. Oh, I'm trying to open up the suction port. There we go, cracked it. Pressurize the system with all my solders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 connections. 2 on the filter dryer, 2 outside, 2 to the unit inside. And pressure test was good, held for 15 minutes. And we pulled the vacuum with the True Blue hoses with the field piece vacuum. You can see here, field piece pump, True Blue hoses. We had our True Blue Blue Vac Plus gauge hooked up, and we pulled down below 150. We did our decay test, and it passed. Got up to around 160, and it was staying steady there. Opened up my discharge line. Now I'm opening up the suction slowly. I'll put my Schraders back on, and I'll weigh in 2 pounds for our extra lengths of line set. Actually, no, it's going to be less than 2 pounds. It'll be, what do we get? 12 ounces, 18 ounces, so about 1.5 pounds-ish, around that. Because I like to charge by weighing in, not subcooling, because if we weigh it in, that's exactly what the manufacturer wants. And we'll wrap up here, make sure everything runs well. Peter's cleaning up, I'm going to start cleaning up. But overall, this was a pretty good install. We're at 12:29, so we started at 8, and we're finishing up for the most part now. Mike's finishing up the wiring at the air handler. And that's it. One thing I'm doing while I put the Schrader cords and everything back in is I had the urge to vacuum my gauges down to try to keep them clean. So got my vacuum hose hooked up, my charging hose hooked up, I got all my ports open, and we'll vacuum it down. It has a micron gauge on it, so I don't know if this is really worth doing, but I'm doing it anyway. And I'll break that vacuum with refrigerant. I usually keep refrigerant in the hoses because I have those low loss fittings, and it's better than having to purge every time and losing a little bit. So I'll break that and I'll fill the system up. Got my gauge vacuum down, and then I broke the seal with refrigerant. I did purge the air out of the lines, and now I'm gonna add my I believe it was 1 pound exactly, maybe a hair over, but I'm gonna put that 1 pound in, and I'll double check that it's just 1. Probably gonna take a while if it even takes it, because the system's not running right now. But we'll let that get to 1 pound, and I guess I'll go up and finish upstairs, help them finish upstairs, and finish cleaning out here.
Now, the white is OB, right?
Yes. Okay, I just plugged in my disconnect. I put a little bit over 1 pound in to cover the hoses. And fan just kicked on, and we'll wait for our unit to ramp up. Hopefully it's wired right and doesn't go immediately into heating. I may need to switch the thermostat, but I don't think so. I think I have it right. So it should go into cooling, and our low side pressure should drop eventually. Okay, and we are it ran for some time. I put it into force. Our hertz is gonna ramp up. We're at 27. I believe it'll go all the way up to 71. And our low side pressure is going down. Really don't need to hook gauges up since it's charged. We know everything's right, but I wanted to suck out all the extra refrigerant from my hoses. But yeah, should start discharging heat soon. It already feels a little bit warm, and upstairs will be nice and cold. And you can hear it now a little bit louder. Still quiet compared to a regular system. And you can see we're up in 71, 72 hertz. Been that way for a while. I'm going to take it out of that and let it ramp down to the speed it needs to be at, and start letting it cool the house down while I finish cleaning everything up and go upstairs and help them. Pretty much finished up here. This is everything that they did. I didn't do much up here besides the line set. See, our electrics ran nice and neat back to the box. And the condensate. And here's our Bosch. My nice bends, disconnect. Nice and quiet. And look at all this water condensing, discharging down like crazy, which is good. They haven't had working AC in 3 years, and now they're gonna have the best AC. And that's it. Finished my first AC install that I sold, and now we're on our way home, making a couple stops at supply houses to pick up some things, but the system's working great. It's supplying 60 degree air, 60.3 degree air, and our ambient temperature in the house, our return temperature was 77, 78, it was slowly dropping, but cooling well, 18 degree differential, and
go past this stop sign, then at the next one, turn right.
Like crazy outside, so that's it. Thanks for watching. If you have any criticisms or advice or feedback, leave it in the comments section.
Sign, turn right onto Flower Road.
If you like the video, and subscribe.